This is TWiT.
How about this? This is all my fault. This is right up your alley.
This one is interesting.
Street photography. It's a new book of street photography, but it's not of people. It's of the screens of their smartphones. I like this one. The nun said, "It's okay." Here's one. This is from NYC, courtesy of Jeff Mermelstein and Mac 2020. A fatty tumor. I'll take him Wednesday when I get home from a run that I have. Question for you. I had sausage links in my fridge, and the door didn't close all the way Sunday. So they basically got room temperature by the time I realized to close the door. If I then close the door and they got cold again, can I cook them for soup or would I vomit? This is why it's probably good not to read over people's shoulders.
With street photography, there's a lot of controversy because people are concerned about their privacy and so forth. But depending on where you are, a photographer can literally just walk up and snap your photo.
But snapping your smartphone.
How do you define street photography, Ant?
Pardon?
How do you define street photography specifically?
Anything out in the public, whether it be people, whether it be buildings, anything out in the public.
Okay.
But what gets me with this story is it says right there at the top, they took the photos of these smartphones up close and personal with an iPhone.
I presume with permission.
Right. So I'm assuming there was permission there, but what if there wasn't? Can you imagine just walking up to someone and say, "Hey, I'm a photographer. I'd like to take pictures of you texting right now, of your phone, that is." I don't know if I could get away with
There's
that.
There's a big question of methodology
I'm pretty
here.
Charismatic and charming, but I don't think I can pull that off.
I have to say, though, there is a certain voyeuristic appeal in these pictures. I can't stop looking at them.
They are good. That's the thing. They're great stories when you look at it. First, you look at this.
It's completely out of context.
The text
right?
that's on there.
Yeah.
Then you look at the actual device itself.
Yeah.
Then you look at the screens. Are the screens clean? Are the screens chippy?
A lot of them are
cracked. Then you look at their hands. Are they manicured?
Right,
Are they female? I love this, but I'm just bothered by the aspect of someone literally walking up and just snapping the picture of my phone without my consent.
No. I had a guy once in Chicago who came running up behind, and then he came by and he snapped up a picture right below my face and then went going. I was pissed off as hell.
Yeah, and a lot of places you can legally do that. It's totally fine.
Well, because they didn't contemplate that you would be holding a phone with all of your life.
Does it say anything about permission in there? Or?
All of the photographs themselves taken at very close range with an iPhone, which the photographer Jeff Mermelstein has been shooting with exclusively since 2016 after decades of using a Leica.
I saw nothing about consent when I read it.
Yeah, it's just you don't have to. You could do this surreptitiously.
Dude, those are in focus.
Pretty sleazy.
Those are in focus.
Yeah, those. How could you do that? Like, Ant, is that a reasonable? How far would you have to be to take a picture?
I could
like
get
that
that picture.
You can get that. Okay, standing 2 feet behind.
2 feet. I don't know. Hold up your phone. Let me take a picture.
That is in focus. That's the thing.
Let me see. I'm gonna.
So we're
zoom
2 feet
in.
away.
Yeah. I would need to. I can zoom in, but
that takes an effort.
I'm still pretty close. Yeah, you would know that I'm taking a picture of your shoulder. I mean, I was able to get that. So, I mean, I'm able to get.
Stand behind his shoulder.
I mean, I was far enough, but I was able to. That's pretty much
camera.
Where's the camera? Where is it? Over that shoulder. Here, I got it, John. Go ahead, do it again.
No. I meant stand behind Ant's shoulder and see what it looks like.
Yeah, but this is what I was. John, what is that? John. Push the button. You had it a second ago.
John's sleepy too. If we're sleepy,
John's having fun. He's like, I got to liven this up. Come on.
Can you get this shot over here? You had it a second ago, the PTZ.
No, that was the overhead, wasn't PTZ.
Okay. Well, anyway. Never mind.
I was suggesting, Leo, that you
It
stood up behind Ant.
You can
saw how
that's pretty much the same quality as the image on the screen I'm seeing. So let me do it over his shoulder. All right.
So 2 feet away.
By the way, with my Samsung S22, no problem. I got 10 feet optical zoom.
Oh,
10x optical
fancy.
zoom. So it's a little harder with an iPhone.
So Ant is there on the street concentrating on sending a message to his mother, and you walk up behind him.
Okay.
And we see an X on the floor.
Show the shot. I'm pretty far behind him. All right. You wouldn't, would you? If you were doing a text and you weren't really paying attention, that's pretty good. That's the same quality.
That is pretty good.
That's the same quality as we're seeing on on this book.
Oh boy, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that was a couple of feet back. So I would submit you can.
I thought it'd been a lot more difficult to get focus that clear, but
well, you got to be as good as I am.
Right.
You got to be a hell of a street.
If you're Leo Laporte, this is no problem.
Computational photography, especially if it fills in.
That's actually a pretty good picture.
That's pretty good.
I got to say, the other thing is, it's kind of an interesting picture with your hands, and there's a certain
that's the
something
other
to
thing.
it.
Yeah.
There's an immediacy. There is a voyeuristic. So this would be actually not so hard to do. With an iPhone and with an S22, it'd be a lot easier.
It says a lot about me just looking at that screen.
All it says is a VPN is on. VPN
That's
connected
one story.
to Los Angeles.
That's one story. But then there's my background.
Yeah, which is looks like fireworks going off after some sort of event. Can you see that, John?
Anything else?
There's your fingerprint.
Weather.
The weather.
There's your.
I don't know.
There's a lot.
What is the event? That's Clemson.
Of course.
I see orange.
Of course.
So this is Clemson winning the U.S. championship 2 years ago.
No, that was actually in Death Valley.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But it's a story there.
It's a story. That's what I like about that. This is actually.
Yeah, that's why I like
That's
this,
kind of a cool street photography
the article. But
it's a little out of focus because of our camera, not because the shot is out of focus. The shot's actually.
There we go.
Yeah, zoom in, zoom, center. Yeah.
Your cameras, on the other hand.
That's Mr. Jammer B is back there.
Hey, let's
moving
make
all the
another
knobs.
picture. A picture of me holding the picture of him holding.
Fingers on fingers.
Recursion.
Now that tells a story.
Boy, yeah, that is sharp on your fingers there, Ant.
It's
not
really
hard.
good.
It's not hard. These are good. These phones.
We
these
also
days are
know
really
that
good.
Ant has clean fingernails, which is
Very
always
nice.
nice to see.
That's good. You can see a little bit of blood from when he punched me, but that's okay.
How's that, Ant? Did that work out?
There's the zoom in. Yeah. Honestly, I think those are good images. What, you just took a picture of me taking a picture of you?
And you didn't know it.
No, that's good. See, I didn't even notice.
Didn't even know.
Yeah. Even though you have cameras all around on the monitor.
It's a good thing I normally have my head on the swivel when I'm out and about.
I have very mixed feelings about this. I think these are great photos. And it's fascinating.
Yes.
And I think it's a total invasion of privacy. But you can get the book. It's #NYC from Jeff Mermelstein, published by Mac.
And you can always put what are those called? Screen reflector thing on your phone so people can't see it.
If you can see it, they can see it.
And again, the photographer's not out of line. They can clearly do this. I just wouldn't do it.
Look, it just tells a story, doesn't it? What's interesting is they made them all blue, which I don't know if I agree with, but
Stylizing it.
yeah, it's a style. But I just love to see the broken screens, and it totally tells a story.
Bitten fingernails.
Yeah. This is a great one. This is hysterical. Guy sends a text saying there isn't much of a future in this country. Everybody is stupid, lazy, and fat. The world is leaving us behind. And the response the guy's typing in is strawberry.
Strawberry.
I think that's hysterical.
I love it.
That is hysterical. This is a great commentary. I love this book. But I'm still a little...
So would you buy it and thus support the author and its
that's a good question, isn't
privacy
it?
invasion techniques?
Well, give the title in case somebody else wants to.
I did. #NYC, published by Mac. Jeff Mermelstein is the photographer.
I forget where I found that.
That's a really interesting
Ant.
story.
We talked about street photography on my show, Hands-On Photography, with Miss Chrisanne Johnson, and she was in New York, and she pretty much spoke about that experience of being in New York. You can just do that willy-nilly, even to the point where some of the folks are like, okay, they're used to photographers walking around, so maybe that's the case here. Or they're like, okay, yeah, go ahead, just take the
It doesn't.
Just take the photo.
Honestly, if I'm doing this, it doesn't look like I'm taking a picture of you.
Nope, sure doesn't.
It looks like I'm looking at my phone.
So what did Bill
right?
Cunningham do? Did he ask people's permission?
Yeah, I think
was
Bill
he
did.
just so well known?
Yeah, and but the other thing is he had a camera.
Yeah,
so his
that's a
camera,
different
he
story.
had a Leica, so it looked like
Yeah,
he
you
was.
got it up to your face.
That's
Yeah.
a different story.
Yep.
Yeah, this is really kind of.
I await the moral panic, privacy violation, presumed privacy in public stories that'll come in the New York Times and the Washington Post next.
It's coming.
Oh no, it's art. Nobody cares.